Hi everyone, welcome to another episode. Guys, in this episode it is going to be absolutely fantastic. Firstly, we are going to announce and show the two winners of the long-awaited and participated in T-shirt competition. We're also going to continue our odyssey into William Reich, the pyramid, the energetics, how those forces are concentrating at the apex. And finally, we're going to talk incredible things about this amazing story that's just come out with people buried in Peru with extra limbs from 1900 years ago. I mean, why would you throw extra limbs next to these people and bury them with extra limbs? What's going on with that? Maybe they thought they were ancient giants even. They needed to grow extra or something like that. We're also going to talk about crop circles in our preliminary segment, which is just amazing. That behind me is not a Libyan flag. I just wanted to show you that is a green screen, but it's a bit too big and no one's going to believe that the pyramids are behind me unless I do this. But I just wanted to show you guys. So these things are amazing. You can change the background, you can do anything, and damn, where the hell did it go? The magic of technology. Anyway guys, let's get into the first segment, and it's going to be all about the continuation of the Great Pyramid as a concentrating energy, entropy, reversal, consciousness, increasing engine in ancient Egypt or pre-Egypt. Maybe the era of these giant guys like in my book. Okay guys, let's get into it.
So in the previous episode, I was saying that the pyramid is obviously concentrating electrical energy at the apex. That's what the pyramid is for. That's why it's shaped the way it is. It's picking up energy at the bottom. It's using piezoelectricity or some force to concentrate that energy at the top, and then it's possibly releasing that energy. Now, we've talked about Tesla. I've mentioned Tesla at the end of the last show, at the end of the last segment. Let's continue on that subject. So Tesla's version of the pyramid was the Wardenclyffe Tower, out of which orbs were shot, and he used a lot of Westinghouse's money to do this. He told Westinghouse he was developing a worldwide system of beaming electricity around the world and of radio. In particular, he told him this was his type of radio, so he was a rival to Marconi. However, he later told Westinghouse that he lied and he was just doing his own experiments. So what the hell was he actually doing? And why build such a huge structure to generate ball lightnings? I mean, the Great Pyramid in many ways is akin to Tesla's Wardenclyffe Tower, which also spat out ball lightnings. Listen to this. The ball would also have been seen as the pharaoh of the dead king in ancient Egypt. Floating around. They would have thought, this... And if they ever saw a big UFO, they would say, that must be the Pharaoh's orb because it's bigger than all the other orbs. I mean, there's more. There's a huge amount more here, which is totally untapped because physicists won't touch it, Egyptologists won't touch it, historians won't touch it, prehistorians won't touch it. Who the heck is going to touch it? It's up to us. So... there's so much more here. And there are other pyramids around the world. I mean, Europe's full of them. That's right, Europe is full of pyramids. I've stated in many videos that a pyramid is not a platonic solid of a certain five-sided shape as people think. It simply means something with a central tall apex. That is what a pyramid is. So we look at the mounds. I mean, these mounds are all man-made and there's no burial there, so what's going on with that? And in my book on pyramids, I suggested, look, these are built for good luck. These are built for channeling energy. This is what they're built for. That's why they are built in Asia today. Ask any Chinese person why a stupa is built, and they will say they are built for good luck. I mean, they even coat them with gold, make them metallic. And these stupas are in Europe as well. I've said this. Buddhism was all around, and it used to be called by a different name, which we aren't really aware of. I mean, you go to Poland, it's absolutely incredible that the former capital of Krakow, which was the original early capital of that part of southern Poland. It was historically called Little Poland because it was a conquered state conquered by the western part of Poland around Poznan. And Vavel Hill is absolutely amazing. It is the 8th chakra of the world, whatever that means. And when I went there, I noticed a discontent. So you're on the train, you go into Krakow, and there is a discontent in the air. The energy is different, and you feel a powerful roaring energy, which is just grinding away underground. And in fact, a local legend describes a dragon which lives under this bizarre mountain. We're getting into Lord of the Rings territory here. But is it really a dragon, or is that a mistranslation for something else? So here is me sitting as close to the Vavel chakra as it's described in New Age circles as possible, which is the highest part of the hill. And people press themselves against a wall which is even closer to the chakra, because they've actually locked off the part where you can get to the chakra. And the wall is stained because people are pressing themselves onto it, just to feel the energy. So it must be a link between the electromagnetic energy of the ground and the voltage of the sky somehow. And they've closed it off. They don't want tourists there for the chakra reason, which is stupid. They only want tourists there because of the cut. I mean, what's wrong with these people? What's wrong with those guys? So, Vavel Hill was the capital of some ancient Dark Ages site on this river, as was the Bosnian pyramid. It was also a capital, and the medieval city was built on top of it because it was a chakra, a source of energy. And so was Windsor Castle. Windsor Castle, it's not a Norman motte. No, it was built in ancient times. If you look at the top, you see a serpentine river snaking around it, just like pictures of Silbury Hill, which is also man-made in ancient times. So Windsor Castle is probably 3000 BC, that motte. I mean, they're just, this really frustrates me because they're just not getting it right, and because they're not seeing the big picture. They're just taking little snippets and here and there's, and they're saying, "Oh, this proves everything," based on a tiny 1% sliver of knowledge. So what these are energetic fertility hills, and they're known as harvest mounds, and I think that pyramids are the same thing. And here's the thing, energy is released from Earth's chakra points, if we call them this, and it totally relates to William Reich's experiments. I want you to look at a plasma ball, for instance, and you will see that it has chakra points, which is releasing energy, and our Earth is exactly the same as a plasma ball inside, because there is plasma inside, and there is a little dielectric or insulator known as the crust. I mean, this is absolutely amazing. It seems that pyramids are designed to tap through the dielectric energy in order to channel the intelligence and intellect of the central sun, which is in communication with the rest of the universe. I mean, that's just the way it is. That's the thing. And this begins to tie into William Reich's experiments of as above, so below, using his brain to burst clouds. I mean, look at crop circles, for instance. They seem like a release of energy as they've been popping up for centuries at sacred sites such as the Cotswolds, near Roll, right? A beautiful part of England. I encourage everyone to go on a Cotswolds tour. In fact, it has been found by various British authors in ancient mysteries that sacred stone circles are associated with these sites where UFOs are seen, as well as where crop circles are seen. So you have circular crop circles and circular stone circles. And then they're popping up in England, where you have circles of stone. You don't really have those in Europe. So Andrew Collins, in his book, it's a good book, The New Circle Makers, it's quite interesting. He suggests that temples were built in a round shape because of the crop circle fields which might have been popping up since ancient times. It is a type of consciousness really, truly expressing itself. Even, I say, if it must hijack humans sometimes to manifest. I mean, why the synchronism of humans hoaxing crop circles and then actual real circles which many people agree could not be hoaxed, and I totally agree they could not be hoaxed. I mean, this is just an ancient conundrum, an ancient mystery. It's just truly crazy. I think it's bizarre and crazy. We're going to continue this segment in the next show. Thanks so much, guys. Cheers.
Well, that was a lot of fun. Time to talk about the t-shirt contest. Woohoo! Because today my time, might be a different time for you, is the expiry date for entries to the t-shirt competition. And do you know, I got 19 beautiful entries from you wonderful people. I want to thank you for putting the time and effort into doing those, making those designs, giving me all these different ideas. I truly, truly appreciate you guys. So thank you so much. And I still don't know what happened to that green screen. It just vanished. Maybe I green screened it out of the way with another green screen. Or I don't know what's going on. I mean, like, where did my coat go? What's going on here? Anyway, look at this awesome winner. I received this early in the contest. And you almost have to have a British accent or a London accent to try and make sense of this. Oi! Stop looking at my Nefertiti's. No, don't look at my Nefertiti's. I don't want you to look at my Nefertiti's anymore. I feel naked and exposed when you look at my Nefertiti's, these statues. Don't do this, please, to me. Don't do this. It's sexual harassment. So that's a winner. That is absolutely beautiful. And you are going to get a prize soon. And I forgot your name. I'm writing it down at the bottom of the screen. Thank you so much. I received an awesome second winner. It is another winner on equal level to the first winner from Joel. Joel, you are a genius. I want you guys to check out this design. He has combined the 3 pyramids of Giza with a YouTube symbol. The YouTube play symbol is the central pyramid, which he has then combined with my logo, the Eye of Osiris, with the pyramid. He's put the Charles Koss in there. He's even put an arrow in there with the little red ring around it. It's like a thumbnail. So he's combined all these elements. Joel, you are so clever. Thank you so much. The prizes are coming your way. I'll be in contact very shortly. And guys, this contest has been awesome. I've loved doing it. I've loved running it. I mean, you guys are the ones who've done it. And so you 2 winners, you're going to get an autographed copy and you're going to get a t-shirt. Guys, thank you so much. And let's get on to the next segment. Well, it's time for our final segment, which is, what do you know? And oh boy, I'm just reading an amazing article on ancientorigins.net. And okay, listen to this. Archaeologists are stumped. Why were ancient shark hunters in Peru buried with extra limbs? It's like they bury them and then they say, oh, you might need another one of these. Here you go. Here's a leg. Oh, you might need another arm. There you go. There you go, sunshine. Throw him an extra arm. So just get a listen to this, and this is on ancientorigins.net. It's a new article from the 16th of April 2018. Archaeologists in Peru have unearthed a perplexing burial site dating back about 1900 years. So it's dating all the way back to the Moshi culture of 100 to 700 AD. And this is, of course, pre-Kimu, so there was the Viru culture from 150 BC to 500 AD. There was the Salinar culture from 400 BC to 300 AD, and the Kimu culture from 1200 BC to 400 AD. I'm not sure where Chavin fits into that, but I was calling those huge megalithic blocks Chavin blocks in past videos, because I think I saw they were the earliest, but who really knows? I think they're tens of thousands of years old. National Geographic has now revealed that 54 burials, about 30 of them, include additional human limbs, usually arms and legs. In one case, an adult believed to be a shark hunter, based on the artifacts found in his grave, was found with 2 additional left legs placed beside his body. In addition, there was a village of fishermen with a shark temple, a temple to worship the shark god, because they were hunting sharks and they needed to appropriate this deity. I mean, that's weird. That's really weird. So there's an ancient tradition of shark hunting. And the article goes on and on and on and on and on. And it doesn't really explain what the extra limbs are all about. But it says archaeologists speculate that this is a kind of sacrifice. And that's what it is. Hey, it could be. It could be. I find this absolutely fascinating. I mean, Do you want an extra limb? There you go. Where does the limb come from? Okay, so we have to explain this. Where does the limb come from? Must have come from a temple of the ancestors. So I think these limbs must actually be ancestors. So they wanted to be buried with their ancestors. What's the oldest form of worship? Ancestral worship. And these are way pre-Inca, because pre-Inca is, the Inca Empire was founded about 1427. I've got a t-shirt that says founded 1427 or something like that. This goes back to about 100 AD. So back when the Romans were in Jerusalem and suppressing the Israelites because they were about they had just had a huge revolt in the 60s, and they were about to have another even bigger one in the 120s, which would tear the empire apart and weaken it forever. That was the camel that broke straw that broke the camel's back. But it seems to me these must be the bones of ancestors which are buried with these guys. And in addition, I would recommend that they carbon date those bones, and then they will know for sure what's going on. I predict those bones are way, way older than the people they're buried with. They could be being buried with their earliest ancestors in order to receive their wisdom, receive their knowledge. I think that's what it's all about. What else would it be? It seems absolutely weird to me. Otherwise it would have been a sort of mass grave, I guess, but it seems a bit too regular. Well, that's what I think of that. Thanks so much, guys, for watching. Hope you enjoyed the show. And check these last messages. Thank you.
Okay, guys, I do have a Patreon, and I have it because most YouTubers have one. It's a good idea if you are trying to run YouTube full-time, as I am now trying to do. I'm trying to run this full-time, and I don't know if I should say this, but... You know, I really don't know if I should say this, but I want to be like the Alex Jones, I'm almost whispering, of archaeology. In other words, I would never ever talk politics, but what I want to do is to point out how they are wrong, how they are getting it wrong. They are getting it wrong. And I think they're just, what they quote unquote are doing is providing a narrative which is based on a very narrow perspective, not for any motive, not for any insidious motive, but simply because some of these archaeologists, they have an, this is going to sound bad, they have an almost autistic fascination with certain aspects of archaeology and nothing else. And that's actually a lot of people are like this. They're in the system. And for example, physics. You look at physics. The people who are attracted to physics, they might be mathematicians. They absolutely love the mathematics. They will never deviate from their absolute passion. Their brain is focused on one and only one area. And if you do that, then that's why people are saying that the electric universe is wrong, and Wikipedia is saying it's wrong. But it's Wikipedia that's getting it wrong. Electric universe is experimentally verified, and it's up to us to point this out. So, you know, I'm saying all this at the risk of sounding arrogant, because a lot of stuff I say are just ideas. I'm just putting them out there because what I want to do is uplift and point out that these people in the university system are not quite right with reality. And I do mean that. I mean that they are not looking at the big picture. You need to look at the whole picture in order to assess a tiny part of that picture. And what they are doing is looking at a tiny part of that picture and using it to assess the whole picture. And hence you have cosmologists making ridiculous theories. You have archaeologists saying that the pyramids must be tombs because and that they're only built in Egypt. They still think that the pyramids are only built in Egypt, and they interpret them from that perspective. So anyway, yeah, I've been ranting a bit, but this is the thing. I want to do this full time. I'm absolutely obsessed with ancient mysteries. I have been since a child. I was 5 years old and going to the library to borrow books on Stonehenge, and I was always frustrated I couldn't get to the more faraway libraries to get to these other books. And now I've got too many books to read. It's crazy. But you know, I would appreciate your support on Patreon. And here's the thing: if you do 15, whatever you give, I'll stick your name on here if you want, just with a last initial if you want, or even just first name, because obviously privacy conscious, so no one can find you. But this is just to show, this is just to show you've helped me out. You see what I mean? And if you give $15 a month, just you can tell me maybe twice or even more a year. Just talk to me, and I'll make a video on the topic that you want, and I'll research that and I'll make it good. And otherwise, I've done some even more tours, because here's the thing: my mission is to try and uplift people. But there is actually ancient. I don't want to sound like the wise guy in the karate films, but there is ancient wisdom out there in Egypt telling us we already have everything at our command. Everything is ready for us. So I'll give. I'll do some of that with people. I'll do tarot. I've done that before. I've had clients. I'll even do life coaching, because some of the hermetic stuff, it's telling us we have an amazing subconscious computer. If you want to see the stuff that I have, it's on another channel I have called The Lucky, and it's talking about some of the ancient Egyptian stuff. I'll link that below as well. And consider helping out. And. Yeah, I think Patreon's quite a nice system. Okay, thanks so much, guys. Cheers.